Okay, welcome back everybody. In this video tutorial I will be showing you how to create and print a multiples per page PDF from an IDW for your IED Engineer's Notebook, as well as create and print a 1-to-1 scale PDF from an IDW for your IED portfolio. Okay, as you can see, we have my IDW open, and you can see this is for a puzzle design challenge. And just a couple things I want to talk about before we get to the exporting and printing of the PDF. A lot of things you should probably be double checking before you go out to export that PDF. And at the top of the list, the first question is there a complete set of working drawings for this activity? Okay, some of those things could include a cover page that includes all the correct information. So if you look here on my cover page, I have included the class number, the class title, the activity, as well as the student name. Okay. The next thing I'm going to be asking and looking for is are all the parts there? Are all the IPTs, have they been included that make up this assembly? Okay. And as you can see here, I've included parts 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as 5. Okay, and I've made sure that all the correct information is there. They're fully dimensioned according to standards within the class as well as national standards. Okay, the other thing is, do we have a full assembly that has been included? Okay, I included a full assembly within my cover page, as well as I've actually given a multi-view from my assembly as one of my sheets within my IDW. Next question is, have we included an exploded assembly? Okay, I've used my IPN, I've brought that in. I have my trail origins, my bubbles, as well as a parts list. Okay, that's also critical. All right, so there's just a lot of things I want you to be double checking, to make sure that you have a complete set of working drawings. Okay, the next thing I'd like for you to check, and that is, does all the annotation on the drawing align to industry and classroom standards? Okay. Something to be looking at is looking at dimensions. Do the dimensions, they have to be a certain decimal place accuracy? Have they been put on there correctly? Leader notes, are those there? Are they correct? Are they following standards? Symbols and abbreviations, are those correct? Any general notes, scales, as well as your global line scale, has that been taken care of? Are all your center lines and hidden lines, are they showing up as the correct line types? So there's a lot of questions there that you need to be taking a look at. The third question, do all sheets within the IDW have specific distinct names? Okay, and as you can see over here, okay, I have made sure to come in, edit the sheet, and rename it. And what you're seeing here is my cover page, assembly multi-view, exploded assembly, as well as the parts list, as well as parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so they have specific distinct names, so I know what those sheets are, instead of it just simply saying, sheet 1, 2, 3, and so on. All right, so I know exactly what that sheet is, okay, that makes up that sheet for the IDW. Okay, are all sheets in order? Okay, that's another question. Is everything in the correct order? When you're handing that to somebody to produce this part, assembly, object, do they have everything in order? Obviously, you wouldn't want to be putting your cover page towards the back. You want to make sure that's at the front. You're giving them all the very important information that they need right at the start of that set of working drawings, rather than at the end of it. And then finally, is your title block completely and correctly filled out? Okay, some of the things you should be double checking is making sure that your name is right in that title block. Where it says designed by, is the correct date in there, correct sheet number, and then for the project title, are we actually using the correct file naming conventions that we as a classroom have? And you can see I have included that. First and last initial, underscore, the activity number, underscore, and then what the activity name is. And then right underneath here we have a field, which is the file name. When I went to originally create all these files, I used the correct file naming conventions, and you can see that in this case I had to use my IAM, my assembly, all right, to create the view that you see in this sheet. And then down here at the bottom, this is a field that that I created for this title block, and this is something you have to watch. If you're going to be working with a partner and you're both working towards creating parts to an overall assembly, you're going to have that sometimes. But the thing that you have to watch out for is if you're using your partner's IPT or parts for the assembly, his or her name or student ID number is going to be coming within this field. Alright, there's a video tutorial I have out there that explains how you can go and change that if that is the case. Make sure that has been changed where it matches the design by. So it should be your name here as well as here within that title block. Alright, so those are just all good things to be checking within your title block to making sure that it aligns to our standards within our class, as well as it answers any questions about our complete set of working drawings. So with those things now answered, now we can go ahead and we can go ahead and export this out as a PDF. In order to do that, you're going to be coming up here, going out to export, and you can see that we have PDF as an option. Now it's going to be telling us it's going to be saving a copy of our PDF, okay, out to the folder. Make sure that you're saving this to the correct folder. You can see that it matches according to my file naming conventions, and also make sure that your file name is also correct in accordance to our file naming conventions. We can see that all that information is correct and we're good to go. But before we go to save, this is absolutely critical. Make sure to go to your options, and you can see that our print range is currently sitting at current sheet. Well, since we have more than just one sheet, we have multiple sheets, we want to make sure to use all sheets and make sure that that is checked. We say OK, and now we can go ahead and save. Okay, sorry about that, it kind of hiccuped. Okay, but we can see that it actually did export that out as a complete PDF. And we can see that we have 8 sheets here, and we can simply use our arrow and just arrow through to see what our PDFs finally turned out to look like. Okay, if we are absolutely happy with that, the first thing we're going to be doing is printing these to include into our IED Engineer's Notebook. And when we go to print these, you're going to be seeing some options here, okay, like within page scaling. Okay, we actually have the ability to come out here and print multiple pages per sheet. If we select that, now it's going to be giving us some options. Okay, we have the options going 2, 4, 6, and so on. We can even go into custom, and I believe in times past I've usually had my students go with either 6, okay, or 9 of these sheets per page. That gives us these small little prints that are nice to cut out and tape into your engineer's notebook. In this case, it works out really well. We select our printer and we just simply go out there and hit OK, and it can print those up for our engineer's notebook. Alright, once you're done with that, now we need to go out there and actually get these printed for our IED portfolio. And in this case, we're going to be saying none for our page scaling. That's what I found is what makes it one-to-one. You're going to be making sure that you are printing all those pages and selecting your printer and hitting OK, and then that should be printing out your one-to-ones for your portfolio, and you should be set and ready to go. Okay, now what's nice is that you have your PDF that's going to be sitting out there. It's multiple pages. You can flip through those so you have an electronic copy, as well as now you have your hard copies for your engineer's notebook as well as portfolio.